Hi, welcome back to my channel, Explore with Chelsea. I'm Chelsea, and today we are going to do the flooring on my Ram Promaster. I went back and forth on what flooring to use, and Mother suggested a vinyl sheeting, which is really cool. It's just, if you go to Home Depot, they have these huge rolls on a spool or whatever, and they are just vinyl, like vinyl flooring, and they were cool, but the way my van is long, it's about 12 feet long, the sheeting is 12 feet wide, and they can only cut strips of it. So if I would have used vinyl sheeting, all of my lines on my floor would have been horizontal instead of vertical. And I just didn't think that was gonna be very aesthetically pleasing. I've known pretty much from the get-go I didn't want to do hard wood planks on my floor. I know a lot of people do them in vans, but it's just one of my pet peeves in life. You know, foundations in houses that moves and stuff like that. And when the grout on tile cracks, hate that. Or when the house shifts and the tile shifts apart, I also hate that. And on account of my car doesn't have cement foundation, it has 4 wheels, and we're gonna be driving and bumping along the road. I just knew I didn't want to go with something really hard and that would use grout or stuff like that. We looked into adhesive tiles, but they were like 12 by 12. They were pretty big, and that's how we basically landed on what I'm using. So what I'm gonna be using is this vinyl tile with adhesive on the back. It's pretty flexible, as you can see, so I think it'll give with the bends and bumps of the road, and it's going to stick down to the subflooring, so I think that'll help a lot with the shifting. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna give it another extra layer of stick. Well, I have this construction adhesive is what it's called, and I'm going to use this to glue down my, let's see what this is called, underlayment. So a lot of people, when they do van builds, they don't necessarily need underlayment and they go straight onto their subflooring, but I don't have a wood shop, which if you've been following along, you know that. So I'm just making my cuts out here on the lawn on some just sawhorses, and everything's been okay, but they aren't perfect cuts on my subfloor. So there's cracks and things like that, and I want my flooring to lay as smooth as possible. So I'm gonna glue down with that construction adhesive this underlayment, and it's just this foam. I don't know if you can see, it's just like pretty flexible foam, but it's gonna give me a solid base to put my vinyl floor on. So I'm gonna lay this down, put constructive adhesive under that, let that dry. Then I'm gonna come back with my tiles. And although there is adhesive on the back of these, this is actually the adhesive of the piece of paper ripped off, but you just peel this paper off and it's adhesive. I think I'm gonna put an extra layer of glue just to give it some extra stick, and hope and pray that helps it from separating like I'm talking about. But we chose this color because we wanted dark. I don't love reds of wood, so I wanted something dark in the ash area and the gray area, and we found this and it was perfect. So we actually based our ceiling stain on our color of our floor since we were having such a hard time coming with the floor. So we knew we wanted green walls. Then when we came to the ceiling, we knew we wanted our floor and ceiling to be very close in coloring, so we went ahead, picked our coloring of our floor, then stained the wood to match. So when it all comes together, our floor and our ceiling are going to be very similar in color. That is the plan. I'm going to start off by cleaning it up because it's been a construction zone for the last month or so, and we're going to try to get this as clean as possible so that my underlayment will lay it flat without any bits and pieces underneath it. One last supply I forgot to mention, it's just going to be a straight edge, I call them box cutters, but I don't think that's the official word for it. Around the corners and things like that where it's not a perfect line, I'm just gonna cut these since they're so pliable and stuff. I'll draw a pattern of what this specific piece will look like, and I will cut around it so that it fits flush to the wall. Okay, I got my underlayment down. It was all right. It wasn't the easiest thing, but it definitely wasn't the hardest thing, and I felt so much better about putting my floor on top of this. So next I'm gonna put my tiles down. I am gonna start at the door and work my way in because I'm not sure if I have the exact measurement for each board. So if I end up having to cut one on the wall, I want it to be on that wall where my kitchen sink and cabinets are gonna be. So this will be a really pretty full board here on the end. So I laid all of the long pieces that I don't have to cut to size down, and I think she's beautiful. And I'm gonna put in all the pieces that have to be trimmed down. For these that need to be cut widthwise, I'm going to place one of the tiles down, a full width tile, right on top of the one next to it. Then I'm gonna overlay another tile, flush against where the new tile should sit, and then I'm gonna mark a line. And then we'll cut this, and then this tile will be the exact width that we need. At least I know for sure I'm gonna be able to say I put my blood, sweat, and tears. This is the second time, and it's the same pinky, so my pinky. Sheila the She-Van is just really coming after my pinky. Just one. Well, that is a wrap on my floor. I'm so excited. My voice didn't talk. That took me probably 3.5 hours, give or take, from the start of it. So that's not too bad. I am leaving little spaces around the edges because I'm gonna put cabinets up and stuff like that. So I'm not too worried about it not being like perfectly flush to like the tire wells and stuff like that. But I am really glad I chose this. If you can see, it kind of bows and stuff like that, and that's because my subflooring wasn't perfectly even. I knew that going in, and that's why I chose this flooring. So I think it's gonna end up being exactly what I wanted, and I think it's beautiful. And all these spots that are lifted a little bit, if you press down on them, the adhesive sticks. So I'm thinking it might be a little to do with the weather because it's a little chilly and wet today. But again, once I put my furniture and stuff on top of it, all that will sit and seal. And we have the construction adhesive underneath it, holding it down. And anywhere it's lifted, it's still sticky from the adhesive. So as I walk on it and continue to do my build, I think it's gonna stick flush. I'm pretty excited. It's very pretty and very slippery. I was walking around with socks because I didn't want to get the floor dirty and I was slipping all over the place, but I'm excited. DIY floor for a van, vinyl planking. I think it's pretty dang good. I'm proud of myself. Thank you guys for watching. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you don't follow me, I'd love to have you follow me, my journey on building this baby and then hitting the road. I'll see you guys next time.